If I had to start over tomorrow with the membership, I would offer zero content. That's a bold statement.
That's going to make a lot of our members nervous. We're not cutting the content, everybody.
Yes, running a business is overwhelming. Yes, marketing is overwhelming. You have to learn how to dance in the overwhelm.
My kids are going to be home this summer. I don't know if I'm going to have time to take my business seriously.
Do you want your clients to take you seriously in the fall?
Boom! How do I get more leads?
How do I stand out in my market?
Is it unprofessional to talk about my kids on Instagram?
Should I have one account or two?
Do I really need a personal brand as a real estate agent?
We are the Modern Agent Marketing Girls. We are 2 agents turned marketing experts who believe you can become the go-to real estate girl in your market all because you are you. I'm Chelsea Peterson, founder and CEO of Modern Agent Social Club.
And I'm Kayla Fox, Modern Agent's content creator. Let us be your guide as we talk about what it means to market your real estate business the modern way.
So refill your favorite beverage, open your notes app, and get ready to build a business and a brand you're obsessed with. Let's go. Good morning, marketing girls.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of Modern Agent Marketing Girls. It's so fun being back in the studio together and getting to chat with everyone. It's been a little while since we've done this. We recorded far ahead last time, so it's been a while.
And then we had a few guest episodes, so now we're just getting back into our traditional studio of our conversational
our yap sessions.
Our yap sessions. I love it.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I feel a little out of the loop because I've been gone so
right?
much.
You're in Florida. How was it?
It was good. We were in Florida for 10 days. It was 75, sunny, went to all of our favorite restaurants. I probably gained 10 pounds from eating all my favorite foods, but it was worth it.
Yes.
I feel like I have so many takeaways to tie into marketing from the trip, but I'll save those for throughout the episode or later.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm glad to be home. I worked a lot on the trip. Like the first half of the trip, I worked a ton. And then I was like, I really want to just disconnect for a few days. And then I really took that time to just read my book on the beach, but I still was listening to podcast. Like I can't get away. It is fun for me to learn and to think business. So it never fully shuts off, but it was nice to kind of have both. Like I got a lot done in an environment where I wasn't distracted and then also got to just check out a little bit too. So it was great.
Yeah.
On the way home, actually, I always get a little bit nervous flying. So we fly into Panama City and then we go to 30A, which is in the Panhandle. And I always get nervous flying because they always have bad weather, first of all. But second of all, my sister-in-law's cousin is a pilot. And he said we were flying once together and it was really bumpy. We were landing in Arizona and she's texting her cousin saying can you check our flight? It's really bad, really bumpy. He's like, don't worry about the turbulence because you're over the mountains, blah, blah, blah. He said it's really the most dangerous part of flying is taking off and landing. So now I'm like, great. Now that's in my head. I feel great during turbulence now, but I get a little nervous when we're taking off. I'm always saying my prayer, please get us there safely. Yep. And what that brought to mind is that did you know that planes use the most fuel before takeoff?
No, I didn't.
That is when they use the most fuel of the entire ride or whatever before they even are up in the air, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But it has so much energy. They need so much acceleration to get up into the air and take off.
Right.
And it made me think about building a brand. And when you're building a brand, the problem is most people aren't willing to spend the energy and the time required to use all that fuel before they take off. And they give up before they take off, which means they never get into the air. They never build the brand. They never accomplish the thing they were trying to do because they see something else and they veer right. They see something else and they veer left. And it's with anything. It's with if you feel awkward in your stories and you're like, well, I don't like showing my face on camera. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. Every little thing you make that excuse about, you're pulling yourself back before you can actually get up into the air and be like, I have a brand now. And people do remember me now. And people can talk about me at dinner. But you need that massive acceleration. And even the part about it being the most dangerous part of flying is the takeoff and the landing. It does feel dangerous, right? You have all these fears. You have all this imposter syndrome. You have all these things in your brain and probably even potentially your broker telling you don't waste your time doing that. Just cold call. Just remind your sphere every day or call 2 people a day and remind them that you can help them buy or sell. Ask them if they know anyone who's looking. There are other ways. your brain wants to keep you safe. Like, it doesn't want you to grow. Your brain doesn't want you
Right.
to grow. It doesn't want you to change. It doesn't want you to evolve. It wants to stay in its little safety bubble, and that prevents you from ever taking off. So, like, it is almost dangerous in two ways. Dangerous because you feel the fear, dangerous because you're doing something different, dangerous because a lot of times the results in the beginning, they're invisible. Like, you don't, it's not like we see the jet fuel being used
Mhm.
before takeoff. You're not seeing that, right? It's invisible, but it's what gets you into the air. It's the only way
Right.
you're going to get from Wisconsin to paradise, you know? So if you think about that and think about how are you holding yourself back from takeoff, it's probably because you're giving up before the results have compounded enough to get you going.
And that's the episode right there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank
We'll
you
see you
for
next
tuning in.
Tuesday.
No, that's so true. I heard the quote not too long ago that momentum, people think of it as being a really powerful thing, but it's actually a very fragile thing. And I believe that it's so true because you can accelerate so fast, so quickly in a short amount of time. But this happens to us all the time, right? Like you get on this kick of like, I'm gonna work out every day and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do all these things. But then day 3, you were up all night with the baby, or you have an early meeting that morning and you don't have time to work out, or you just don't really feel that good or whatever. Like you start having these little like obstacles that the momentum that you felt in the beginning, while it is powerful and it can be very helpful, it also like the smallest little like shift of wind can push it to where you don't even want it to go, or it can make it crash right down, right?
Oh my gosh, crash right down after we're talking about a plane metaphor.
Oops.
You know what that makes me think of though is like, okay, once you do get in the air, like once you do get that momentum, you still have to keep the plane in the air. You can't be like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to sleep
Yeah.
now. Like the pilot has to keep flying the plane in the air until you get to your destination. Now, I always say there is no destination. There is no
Mhm.
final result, but there is in a way if you can have a vision for this is what I want my business to look like, this is what I want it to be. This is like it doesn't have to be the default. It doesn't have to be the builder grade cookie cutter home. It can be exactly what you want it to be. Like that is the power of personal branding is that you can design your business to be whatever you want. Like if you
Yeah.
want a business that is 100% referrals, you can get there. If you want to stop going outside of your like 20-mile radius of where you live to show homes. Like one of our members, Kaylin, talked about on our Modern Agent Mama episode that she didn't want to, after having a baby, keep driving 45 minutes
Mhm.
to show homes. And so she changed her marketing and her niche, whatever, to be in her exact area. And within just a few short months, people caught on because that's what she kept talking about. She kept saying it. That was her messaging. And that's what was resonating with people. And they're like, oh, you're like the what is the name of her town?
Pflugerville.
Pflugerville. You're the Pflugerville agent versus trying to be like, yeah, I serve all of Austin, Texas, like everyone else, right? Like
Yeah.
you got so specific. So with a brand, your business can be whatever you want it to be because the messaging you use, the things you choose to talk about, the things you choose to be known for, which are the things you're putting out onto social media, that's what other people are going to start saying about you. Like the words you use, the things you say, the things you post about, what you talk about in your stories, that's what other people are then going to think. Like you're designing your reputation, which means you can also design your business because just like Kaylin decided, I'm not driving 45 minutes. If you don't want to do that either, you can do that with how you're branding yourself, right? Instead of being, I'm the agent for everyone. I go everywhere. I help everyone. I'm available 24/7. Like you're never going to design the business you love. And I could say every single real estate agent on planet Earth could have a better business than they do today.
Mhm.
Better doesn't mean working more, doesn't mean more clients, it doesn't mean more volume necessarily, or maybe it does. But again, you have to determine where do you want to go? Like what is that vision for where you're trying to get? And it makes everything else become so much more clear. And instead of always shifting directions and pivoting or like I think this cool shiny thing seems good now,
Mhm.
like you're going to stay in your lane because you know where you're going. And that is
Yeah.
such a big part of commitment. I saw this quote about commitment. I'm going to read it. It's my favorite new quote. She said, commitment, Stephanie Schutt, Schutt. Commitment immediately makes our life more difficult. And if that scares you, you weren't committed, you were curious.
Mhm.
So if you've ever felt yourself like maybe you've canceled a membership that you've been part of, maybe you've tried a coaching program that you decided this isn't for me. Maybe you've changed from one thing to the other. Maybe you're part of like 5 different things for
Mhm.
marketing. You're not committed, you're curious, you're dabbling. And here's the rest of what she said. Commitment removes the exit. There is no dabbling with a safety net, but most people blur the line because it's more comfortable that way, right? We love to be comfortable. Your brain is making you that way. You have to like be able to realize it and then work around it because your brain's going to keep you where you're at. They're still in the let's see what happens phase, which how many times have we heard that, Kayla?
Yeah.
I'm just
I'll
going to
try it.
check it out. I'm going to
Yep.
try it out. We're just going to see. Let's see what happens phase. And the problem with that mindset is you'll interpret every obstacle as a reason to slow down or stop instead of what it actually is, which is part of the process you signed up for. The moment you decide this is happening, everything shifts. You start taking responsibility for the outcome. You start taking responsibility for the outcome. You're the only one that can get the results. Everyone
Yeah.
could hand you their playbook, but it's up to you to get the results. And commitment says it's going where I decide it's going.
Yeah.
So if you are sick and tired of not being committed, you're sick and tired of you will look for a reason why it won't work if you're not committed. If
Mhm.
you're not fully committed and invested in your end result or even your end result for the next 12 months, call it, you will look for that exit ramp. Your brain will literally search for like, oh, well, this happened. So I guess this probably wasn't the right strategy. Or I've been doing this for a while and I feel like nothing's happening. And a while could be 3 weeks. It could be a month. I'm just going to do something else now. We are so quick to give up on ourselves. We are so
Mhm.
quick. I just heard someone say that they will never sign up for a program that offers a money back guarantee because she's like, why would I want to work with someone who is willing to co-sign on my self-doubt? And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
"Oh my God." And you wanna know what else? I've been on the fence, like, should we do a money back guarantee? And then I heard that and I was like, "No," because again, you're looking for an exit ramp. You're looking
Right.
for a way out. You're not committed. If you're coming into Modern Agent, for example, not committed, you will fail. I'll tell you right
Yeah.
now, you will fail. You will have no results whatsoever. You will fail in anything that you go into not committed. And when I heard that, I was like, you know, it's funny. A long time ago, Amy Porterfield said she has more sales when she offers a money back guarantee. But I don't want more sales with people who don't believe in themselves and aren't committed.
Mhm.
I don't want the service level people who are like, let's just see what happens. And then if it doesn't work in 7 days, I'll get my money. No, like,
Right.
absolutely not. We need to have more respect for ourselves and hold ourselves to a higher standard in business. I've never once asked for money back from a program, never once. And
Right.
I have paid some serious money for things that I've invested in. So all it makes me do is commit. It makes you commit because you know, like, I'm going to get as much as I possibly can out of this versus the alternative where you're like, I'm looking for the excuse to give myself the permission slip that I don't have to do this hard work.
Yeah. I think you have to decide in your head and in your heart that you make good investments, that you make good decisions, that you don't like make mistakes with what you invest in. So no matter what that is, right? Because then when you decide that in your head, it's like whatever you do choose to work, it will work. And we've said this before. Our way of real estate business is not the only way to do things. There are other ways. You can cold call, you can call expired listings, you can do all that. And you know what? You could probably be really successful. We are for the agents who don't want to do those things and who want to have a life and a time that they can, have boundaries and feel good about things and have clients that already trust them. Like that's who we are for, but it's not the only way to do things. But what we know is that when you decide that this is how you're going to do things, you will get results. Like it's all there is to it. And shiny object syndrome is, I'm convinced, one of the biggest killers of momentum. That's what makes momentum so fragile, is because you get something going and you're like, ooh, this is working. A great example about this. We did an ads course not too long ago, right? And I learned so much about ads. I knew nothing about them before. I learned so much and I was like, oh my gosh, like this was so good, whatever. We decided like, okay, we're going to go all in on this. Guess what happened like day 2? I started seeing all of these ads from all these other ad course creators that are giving all these other things. And honestly, a lot of them probably offered really good insight. They probably had really good things to say. They probably had other tips that maybe like she wasn't offering, like all these different things. But what I said to myself was, I already decided this is who I'm going to learn from, and this is the route I'm going to take. My goal is not to collect methods. My goal is to get results. And just like we tell agents, like your goal should not be to collect content ideas. Your goal should be to connect with the people who will hire you and refer you time and time and time again. If that's your goal, you're going to not only have a booming business, but you're going to have a booming life, right? So I had to make the choice. Like, I'm not, even the other people I heard were like good. I'm not going to even like listen to the other people. You know what I mean? So you have to just make the decision to believe in yourself and like to not turn back, to be committed, to stop just being curious, but to be committed.
We've talked about this before, but when you do invest in something like your example, as soon as we invested in that, we start seeing all these other ads people. It can be easy to be like, well, what are they going to say about it? Or
Mm-hmm.
like, they said something that contradicted that. Let me just tell you something. That is called marketing, and that is called social media. And you have to, at some point, take social media with a grain of salt. That is not the place you go to have a complete transformation as a human being or as an agent. The transformation happens when you adopt the identity of the person you want to become and start living like that person. That is the only way a transformation will happen. But when you get distracted by one-off hooks or contradictory things on social, like that's how people get views. They're using contradictory sentences to get views. Most people are operating their business with a trial period mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is just a trial. I'm gonna just see if this works. I'm just gonna test it out. I'm just gonna, like, again, see what happens. And that's why you keep hitting a roadblock. It's not because the strategy you picked didn't work. It's because you are jumping to like 15 different people who teach content or whatever. I heard Macy McNeely from the Sales Girls say when she was in college, she went on, instead of thinking like, these are the classes I want to take, she went on ratemyprofessor.com and picked the professor or professors that were rated highly because that's who she's learning from. And then she pulled up what classes they taught. And that's how she picked her classes. Now, she seems to be a little bit ahead of the curve than other people because I certainly did not do that in college. But if I knew about that, looking back, hindsight is 2020, that's a great idea. That's a great strategy. Learn from the best, right? So you have
Yeah.
to do the same thing. Who do you want to learn from? Who do you want to invest with? But when you make that decision, you need to shut the rest off, shut the noise off, and go all in with the thing that you are investing in. Because all you're doing, if you're not doing that, is you are discounting yourself. You're just
Yeah.
saying, like, I don't think I can do this. So I'm just going to keep like searching. It's easier. I will tell you this too. It's easier to keep following these like one-off strategies that come up on Instagram, like follow this one quick story strategy or follow this one quick method or post this content and you'll go viral. Use this hook and you'll get way more followers. That's easier than investing in one avenue and going all in. But the problem is those aren't giving you long-term consistent results. You might get lucky. It's like the example of using social media like a slot machine. Like you're just putting all your money in, hoping to hit the jackpot, but you have zero control. That's
Yeah.
what it's like when you're kind of hopping around following things. But it wasn't until like with the ads course, I went all in on this that I'm actually taking this incredibly seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my blinders on for everything else. I'm like, this is my sole focus right now, and everything else is noise. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I have other things I need to do in my business at the same time, but as far as what I'm learning and consuming, that's it right now. That's what
Yeah.
my focus is. And you have to get yourself there, or you're always going to be on this hamster wheel of either your business will stay just like it is, and maybe you're sitting there thinking like, it's not that bad. Like it's pretty good. But maybe what if you could make like double the money and work the same amount of time? Or what if your clients like hired you without an interview process? What if they were coming to you before you ever had to tell anyone that, hey, just so you know, I sell real estate?
Yeah.
What if you had your Saturdays at home? Or what if you could hire someone to show the houses for you and build a
Mm-hmm.
team and you now are taking Zoom calls with clients and send someone else to do all the
Yep.
like field out in the field work? Like the world is your oyster, truly. And we take things so lightly when I shouldn't say we, not me, but like in general, people, again, they treat their business like a trial period, like a hobby. Like this is not a hobby. Like the reason I got into real estate is number one, because I was in college, I had tons of student loans, and I was like literally maxed out with stress that how on earth am I going to pay this back? I was going to school to be a dietitian. The starting salary was like $35,000. And I was like, my whole paycheck is going to be what my student loan bill is. And I was like, I can't do this. And I had 9 credits left. I left college. I got my real estate license. And I'm like, I need a job where there is no ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to remember that there is no ceiling. You can
Right.
do whatever you want. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I think I'm good, maybe it could be a little bit better. Maybe you could get to that next level with not really changing a whole lot, but changing a few levers or elevating your brand or just having a brand, right? So that the time you're spending on social media is actually doing something for you.
Right. You know, going back to that whole idea of like the money back guarantee, I think a money back guarantee makes sense if you are purchasing
A
like
mattress?
a mattress, maybe even a pair of shoes. If they are so uncomfortable, you can, return them. But if you bought a lawnmower, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if something's not working, that's right. But the difference between that and what we offer, and even other like quote unquote content memberships that exist, because there's so many of them, we don't sell a product. We sell a transformation. And that transformation comes from using the tools that we give you, but it's our members who are putting the work in to get their personal brand result and leveraging that and leaning on it. And they're developing skills. It's kind of like you can put someone behind the wheel of a car and you can start it for them and you can get it going and you can put their foot on the gas and you can be like, all right, you're good to go. And they can go. If they don't have the skill of watching for other drivers who aren't paying attention or knowing where to slam their brakes or even to, I mean, gosh, if they have to like sneeze while they're driving, like what do they do? Or if they've got an itch, like any of those things, it takes skill to succeed at that. And that's what our whole membership is. It's, yes, we have content, but it's not a content membership. It is a skill developing, personal brand developing type of membership where like you walk in one person and you step out another. Like that is our whole goal. That is why we don't offer money back guarantee, because it's not up to us. We're simply providing the environment and the tools and the coaching. Everyone's success is up to them as individuals. And that's why we have so many who are wildly successful. And that's why we have had members who have been like, well, this didn't work. Well, what have you done? Not much. You know what I mean? Like if people actually follow the plan and do the work, they get results every single time.
The truth is, every time you restart, so even if, like, let's say you are going all in on something and then something happens and you're like hitting the brakes or you're questioning it or you felt like the results weren't happening yet, every time you hit restart, you're starting over with the momentum. You have to like build it up again. It's like a plane that would be like starting to go down the runway and then they're like, stop.
Yeah.
Like they would have to go all the way back to the beginning of the tarmac or whatever
Yeah.
and do it again. Like you can't expect the momentum to continue when you're giving up halfway through or you're giving up every other week, you know? This is not at all to say like I'm not comparing this to you have to show up all day every day online. Like that's not it at all. It's really what we're talking about is if you're joining Modern Agent, for example, you're going all in with what we're teaching you there. You're taking the time to learn, you're taking the time to listen, you're taking the time to soak it in, and then you're taking the time to implement what we told you to do. It's not just about learning. It's not just about ingesting information. Like you need to actually take that information and like create action out of it, or you're just sitting with a bunch of information, right?
Yeah.
And what I love so much about what we've built is it's truly become like a system that gives you these small actions that create the momentum over and over and over again. So you're never wondering like, well, I don't even know what to do or like what should I post or what should I say? And I like to say like we are not a content membership. Like Kayla, you just said, we're not a product. We are not a content membership. If I had to start over tomorrow with the membership, I would offer zero content. That's a bold statement.
That's got to make a lot of our members
Because
nervous. We're not cutting the content.
no, we're not cutting it
everybody.
off. But people use content as a crutch. It makes you feel like you're doing something. And a lot of times it's not doing anything for you. Momentum downhill is really easy. So here's an example. Like if you are riding a bike downhill, You pick up momentum, it starts going faster and faster and faster and faster, but you're going downhill. It's not requiring any effort on you, but it still takes you somewhere, right? And a lot of times agents build momentum toward the wrong thing. So let's say you have a content membership and you're like, oh my God, like there's so many beautiful pieces of content I can post, and like they have the aesthetic fonts and all the things, and I'm just gonna like use that. And I'll put my face behind it even. Like it'll be great. But nothing about that content is making you memorable. So you're basically building momentum towards invisibility
Mm-hmm. And
versus
you're
when
accelerating quickly.
you're accelerating quickly towards invisibility. You're blending right in. I'm not saying people aren't seeing you, but they're probably not stopping. They're scrolling right by you, right? We try to like get all these things so perfect all the time. Like, well, it looks really good and like it sounds really well written. So like it's gonna be good, right? Like I'm gonna look really good. But if no one is stopping to consume what you're saying or what that post says, it might as well not even be there. The most important thing you can do is have your messaging resonate with the people you actually want to send you referrals and to call you when they are ready to buy or sell, or to tell their neighbor your name immediately without thinking twice about it when the neighbor brings up real estate or the coworker or the friend at the birthday party. Like that's the kind of momentum we want to be building towards, not just look at my pretty feed, look at these great graphics. And here's the other thing that can happen. When you're using social media, you could have a time where you do hit the jackpot, like quote unquote jackpot, where your post goes viral. Okay. You get a bunch of new followers. Maybe someone reaches out. If I had to ask you, could you repeat what you just did to continue to produce that same result over and over and over and over? The answer is probably no, because it probably happened accidentally. And that's okay. I'm not saying it's wrong or it's bad or like we don't want more followers. We don't want to ever have a post go viral. But the problem is we're so focused on like building the short bursts that we never really think about like, well, what about a year from now? Like if in a year from now I want to be getting like 6 referrals a month, how do I create that result? Because it's probably not from one like a post going viral or a really good hook or like this hack got me new followers like overnight. Like could that help you build something? Sure. And like, you know who I would want to be in that scenario is like a skincare brand. I would love to go viral as a skincare, right? You're
Right.
reaching the masses. You don't need to reach the masses. You need to reach your local community and your sphere and the people who live where you sell real estate, the people who can refer you, and the people who can ultimately the ones that are going to make your business what you want it because they're going to come to you when they need you, right? So be cautious of what things are you following, because we all want the win. We all want the like, this is working feeling. But the truth is, with building a brand that gets you these referrals and builds you this long term, consistent pipeline of business over and over and over, it doesn't come down to these shiny, flashy things. It's a lot of the results are actually invisible. They're gonna happen, like, in the background as people see you and as they watch your story, and then they watch it again, and then they come back the next day, and they see your next piece of content, then they open your email. Like, this is all happening, and you're not really fully aware of it, right? Like, it's not like someone's telling you, "Hey, I read your email." Maybe sometimes
Right.
you'll get feedback, right? But we don't always hear the feedback, and that's what makes it so hard is we're not getting the, like, constant reassurance of, like, "You're doing great." Like, I'm gonna hire you soon. Like, you're not hearing that. But 6 months from now, someone who's been following you reaches out. They're like, "I've been following you for months." You're like, "I had no idea." Like,
Right.
that's the long-term consistency because it's happening over time. It's happening over all these micro actions stacking on top of each other that are making you memorable and then making you the go-to. But you're not gonna become the go-to agent in 3 weeks or because you had some cute content or graphic.
Right.
Like, that's not gonna happen. It takes so much more than that, and that's why Modern Agent exists. That's why our membership is built the way it is. It's not this like come and go, pop in and out, check it out, do a trial. It's not built that way because that way doesn't get people results. If I wanted to have a lot more members quickly, I would offer all of you a free trial and that
Right.
would happen. But probably only 1% of you would actually get results from it. And
Right.
that's what I'm not okay with.
Well, it's so true. I actually have a story about that. I used Claude to make me like a meal plan. And it was really cool. I got to like upload all the recipes that we like use all the time. I even told it like we typically make this many meals a week in the evening. This is what our schedule is next week. Here's my Instacart account. Here's where I like to shop, all of these things. And it came up with this like delicious meal plan. It added all of the things I needed in my cart to my Instacart. So all I had to do was like hit checkout. And I remember sitting there and being like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. But what I realized later was like, it actually did not help me at all. And the reason that it didn't help me is because I never checked it out. I never went and picked it up, and I never put it on my calendar to start making these recipes when. And I didn't do it just because I got busy and things were other going on, whatever, like, right? Like it kind of killed my momentum. I later went back to it and I thought, okay, if I took the hour to upload everything and to give it all this information, all of that, I want to actually put this into place and actually let this make my life a little bit easier. So then what I did was I actually like checked out all the groceries. I got them picked up. I came home. I wrote on my whiteboard in our kitchen what nights we were having what meals. So I knew what ingredients were in the refrigerator for what purpose, all of that. And then I actually made the meals. And you want to know how helpful that was? That was so helpful. But it's because I did something with it. And we use that same like mentality when it comes to the membership or anything that you put your mind to with your real estate business, right? But like for the sake of this conversation, joining the membership. When people join, I think it's tempting to scroll around and be like, oh my gosh, and they have this, and they have this, and oh, I could do that, and oh, this is so cool, and I'm going to save this for later, and I'm going to add this to my favorites, I'm going to put this here, like, and that, or even like just set it all up and like add things to your dashboard calendars, you know, exactly what you're going to post on what day, whatever. None of that will do anything for you if you don't actually get in there, go through the trainings, customize your content, understand what your personal brand is, go through each phase of the framework. That's what's going to change your life, right? But I think we'll get people who will do all of those things and then nothing happens for them. Or even if they actually do post the content, Chelsea, sometimes they actually do post the content and then they think it doesn't work. But it's like, well, where are you in the midst of this? Because you didn't change any of the fonts, you didn't change the pictures, you didn't change whatever the examples, like none of this looks or sounds like you at all. And people can read this stuff from like a mile away, right? Like they can look and be like, that's not even something that she would share. That just must be her marketing material. And they're just going to keep scrolling by. If you use our content and everything and use the tools and systems that we give you in the way that it's designed to use, every piece of content you put out there looks like you are this like wildly creative genius who took the time to put something together so that just because you had something so pressing on your heart, you couldn't wait to share it with your people. That's how it comes across. And that's what people stay for. And that's what they follow you for. And that's what they keep coming back to you for. Right? But you have to actually do the work. It's not just putting things in your cart and being like, look what I made. It's like, you have to make it a daily part of your like rhythm. And if you can start to do that and you can start adding it, even if it's just for 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, if you can do that, your results will compound so quickly. It'll blow you away.
You know, a lot of that comes down to it's building the skill that's required to learn how to show up that way. And that's what we're helping you do because it's not something that comes natural really to anyone. Like anyone out there started at zero, right? But there's also people who are like, I would like to get a lot better at this. I would like it to come more effortlessly to me. I would like to be able to, like, my goal for you is to be so clear in your brand that what you're posting next is never a question, that you don't need to rely on someone saying, use this trending audio or
Right.
follow this trend. And not that you can't, because like some trends are really fun, or maybe you're so drawn to the song or whatever. If that's the case, it's on brand and go for it. But we don't want to just follow a trend for the sake of following a trend. But being that clear only comes from having the skill developed where you have done it so much that you're like, I know exactly what I'm about to do. You know, I have a hot take. And I feel like so many people, including us, we've said like, you don't have to post every day. Like that is not what consistency means. However, I would argue that if you can post more than not, like almost every day, you're going to build that skill. Or maybe it's showing up on stories, like take it whatever direction you want, right? You're going to build that skill so much faster. And you're also going to nail down your messaging because you're going to see like, what is bringing in the responses? What are people responding to? What are they saying? What are they talking back from? And like, it's going to make everything clear as far as like, this is the angle. Like, just like Kaylin with her Pflugerville niche. Like, she's focusing on that town. She started doing it, repeating it over and over and over, started sticking, not on week 1, not on week 2, not on month 2, but it starts sticking. And she's like, this is what I want to talk about. It lights me up. It feels on brand to me. It feels clear. And she's so clear in her brand. And that's when content feels easy. That's when content feels effortless. Like content should not feel like if you've ever sat there and said, it took me 2 hours to make that carousel post or to customize one. It might maybe in the beginning, but like that should not be a forever thing at
No.
all. Like ever,
10,
ever, ever.
15 minutes max.
Max. Yeah. You should be able to plug your brand into whatever you want to say so effortlessly when you practice.
Yeah.
And so I would say if you want to like accelerate this as fast as you possibly can, make it a commitment to yourself to show up every single day. And it will happen so much faster. It's like that whole like, I wish I started last year. I wish I started last week. I wish whenever, you know. But like if you started today, 1 week's gonna go by, 2 weeks will go by, 3 weeks will go by, 4 weeks will go by, 3 months will go by, and you either will be positioned to be getting more referrals already, or you didn't do anything yet and you're still where you are today. Like those are the two choices. When you commit, again, that commitment word, you're going to get there so much faster because you're all in. You're not distracted. You're not turning here, turning there. What's this? What's that? Like squirrel, or like the grass is always greener. Like the second you feel resistance, you're going to want to be like, I'm going to try this other thing. And now you just hit the reset button. You went all the way back.
Picture this. You, me, Chelsea, and hundreds of other real estate girls camping for 3 days. Not like bug spray and sleeping bags camping, but Camp Modern Agent, a virtual challenge where you will finally discover what a personal brand means for you. Yes, you, who's listening right now. Maybe you're tired of sharing content that feels random and never leads to anything. Or maybe you've seen some success with the brand that you do have and you want to dive deeper and elevate your brand and your business. Either way, Camp Modern Agent is for you so that you're not just posting to post, but you're creating content that actually sticks and attracts the right people and turns your followers into real clients and referrals. If you're ready to feel confident in your brand and excited to show up and market your business every day, come join us at Camp Modern Agent. Enrollment is officially open, so text it to your real estate bestie so you can both register today at modernagentsocialclub.com/camp. We'll see you there.
We have this game. It's called Dinosaur Island. It's so fun. These games are called Peaceable Kingdom. They're like the cutest games for kids. This is like random side tip, but it's called Dinosaur Island. And if you get the T-Rex, the goal is to get all the dinosaurs to Dinosaur Island. But if you get the T-Rex, all the dinosaurs have to go back to the starting point and you have to start over. That is what it's like every single time you decide to try something different or I'm going to change it up. Like instead, I want you to ask yourself the question of like, what am I really doing? Everything I could be doing right now? Am I utilizing like, or is the method I'm following, am I following it at maximum capacity? Or am I kind of like dabbling with it? Am I like here and there? I don't know. Like I'm not really bought in. Like you have to get yourself bought in because you're buying into the belief of yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is coming to believe in you.
Nope.
So you have to get yourself to say, this is it. This is what I'm doing. And I'm going to do every single thing. What's one thing I could do better this week? Maybe it's I'm going to record in the same spot for my reels. Maybe it's I'm always going to wear like neutrals. I'm going to start like bringing that into my brand. Maybe it's I'm going to get my face on camera every day. We have a member. Shout out to Kathy. She has been showing up in her stories every day and I am watching her and face to cam. And it's branded as far as like her on-brand beverage is appearing, like things she says. And she is consistently getting better. And I am seeing it in real time.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know I'm watching, but I'm watching. She keeps popping up in my feed too. You know why? Because she's showing up consistently. And she's doing so good. Like her confidence has gone from like completely exploded. I can tell from how she's talking, the way, even the words she's saying, how long she's talking. Like it's crazy. It's so cool to see it happen in real time when you're like, you're doing it. You're doing it because she's committed to doing it every day. It's happening so fast. It's crazy.
Right. And her people are noticing too, people who would hire her. Okay, can we play a little game? I'm going to throw you off loop here.
I love games.
I want to hit you with objections. I want to tell you what I think agents who are listening to this episode right now are thinking to themselves, and I want to know what you're going to say. Okay?
Ooh, okay.
First one. But Chelsea, it's almost summer. My kids are going to be home this summer. I don't know if I'm going to have time to take my business seriously.
Do you want your clients to take you seriously in the fall?
Boom. Roasted. That's really good.
Okay,
Yes, because it's
good.
more than a season, right?
Right.
What if they say, I'm just really busy with my listings right now. I'm too busy.
What happens when those listings sell? Where do you want your business to be then? Do you want people to remember you, or do you want have to come back to the drawing board? This is this is everyone's problem in business. You get busy in the business and you stop working on the business. What's amazing about building a brand is it's happening while you're doing business. So you're not like, oh, I have to do open houses all day on Saturday. I don't have time. I have way too many listings. That will never
Yeah.
happen because you're building your brand while you are handling your listings. You're building your brand while you're making dinner, while you're picking up your kids, while you're at soccer. Basically, you are attracting people to you because you're picking a like snapshot of your life and bringing it onto social media for people to connect with and see. And if they don't connect with it because it doesn't feel like it's relevant to them. So if it's only like just listed, here's another listing, here's another listing, here's another listing. If instead it's like, hey, come with me, I'm going to my listing, or like, hey, which outfit should I wear to my listing or to my open house? Which shoes should I wear? Like you're just inviting people in, like, here's the coffees I picked up, here's the takeout I'm getting on my way home. Like people are invested in your story. It feels like they're watching a little Netflix show every night on their stories, and they're invested in who you are as an agent because they can see themselves in that.
Yeah.
I have a really quick side story to say
Okay, because I
before.
got a whole bunch more objections.
Okay,
So
good.
go
Here,
ahead.
really quick side story. So I had this procedure done this week and I had like the most fabulous nurse ever. Like she was phenomenal. Like made me feel like I was really nervous and she made me feel like so calm. She got me lavender essential oil. She's like, if you want, we can give you something for like anxiety if you feel like panicky. She was talking to me about her trip to Florida and she was showing me pictures, like totally distracting me, just like fabulous. Like she kept saying like, you're just so adorable. She was like this nicest lady, made me feel so good. And I was like, she is the exact person I would want as a nurse. Now, unfortunately, we cannot choose our nurse, right? You get who you get. I had some other people come in that same day and they were nothing like her. But you as an agent, if you know you do a really good job and you know you have the personality and the demeanor to really help someone and they're going to feel comfortable around you, they're going to feel calm. Like you're not advertising that you can share the latest market stats because anyone can. They can pull from the same data bank, like we always say. But no one can give the service you can give. But you cannot see that through a just listed post or here's this graphic that looks really pretty, or here's like 3 things about interest rates, whatever. I can't even come up with the content because it's so boring. I want to throw up. But what you can do is you can, by showing your face, letting them hear your voice, bringing them into your life, they get to see she's the agent I want to hire. Because if I could hire that nurse, I would hire her.
Right.
But people do get to choose you, but you're choosing not to let them see any of that, including people who already know you. Just because someone's your friend does not mean they should hire you as an agent. How do they know what you're going to be like as an agent? You have to show them that. And you are literally doing people a disservice by not showing them that because you're afraid to. You're afraid to get your face on camera. You're afraid to whatever your objection is. I'm sure that will come up soon. But you're literally doing them a disservice because of that. When they could be like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to work with anyone but her because I know she's going to take the stress out of this experience. She's going to make me feel calm. She's going to make me feel reassured. She's going to make sure I'm making the right decision, just like my nurse. But like you have the ability to show that to people and make a ton of money because they pick you. Okay, keep going with the
No, so good. So good. What about the agent listening who says, I actually really like making content and I don't really need more content?
Oh, is your content bringing you more referrals? Is your business where you want it to be? Do you think that there could be a gap that you're missing somewhere that would make it like a lever that you pulled that could make it all become a lot easier or take less time? I love creating content too. So that would be me. Like I would be that agent. The reason I would want to invest in myself is because I want to better myself. I want to learn from someone I want to learn from. I want to keep elevating my way of doing things, seeing things I might not be seeing. When you get in a room with people, when you get in the room with people that are doing things the way you want to grow your business, what you learn from that room is like there is no value you could even attach to that because it is just like priceless, right? And there's no way of knowing that when you're not in the right room. Like when you're stuck in your bubble and you're like, I've got it, I'm good, I know it all. As soon as you feel like I'm done growing, you're already dying. Like you are. Like the second you decide I know everything, you're going backwards because you might feel like you do, but that's because you're living in this bubble. That's because you think like, okay, I've got it. Like I've had some clients, like everything's great, but is it? Is it really, really great? Or have you had a few red flag clients that you're like, oh my gosh, how did they find me? How did I get with them? Or a few like questioning people that are like unsure of you, arms crossed. I would write down, like, again, visualize 12 months from now. What is the dream version of that for you, for your business? Are you there now? If you're not, could getting into the right room help you see some of the blind spots that could change that or just take things to the next level?
Yeah.
Maybe for like I said, maybe for you, it's having a team and you don't wanna be out in the field anymore. You wanna be home more, and that's your next goal. That's your next angle.
Uh-huh.
Like, that is what I would do if I got back into real estate. I would be the brand, and then I would build it out from there, and I'd have people that are gonna pull all the other levers while I meet with clients on Zoom, and I coordinate it, and I don't wanna be out of the house anymore. Like, I that's how I would build it. Would it happen in a day? No. But that's what I would build towards. That'd be my 12-month vision. So, like, what is yours and how can you accelerate that?
Yeah. The other thing I would just add to that is you and I have looked at thousands and thousands of real estate agents' Instagram accounts. We have never once said, yeah, she got it all. Like, no, I would add nothing. I have no tips. I have no coaching. I have no insight. Like, never. There's always been something where, like, oh, she could do this, or oh, she should try this, or I can't believe she's not doing this. There's always been something. That's with us not even knowing their actual numbers. That's
Right.
just their marketing, right?
I invested $30,000 to spend one day with someone that I want to learn from solely so that she can say, do this, do that. Here's what I see on the outside. Change this. That is it. One day, $30,000. And that is because, like, I could say, like, everything is great. Like, sometimes you get in your head and you're like, everything's wrong. I need to change it all, burn it down. But, like, wait a second. Like, I'm living the exact life I wanted to live. And I'm making more money than I ever thought was possible. But I know there's a next level and I know I have blind spots and I'm willing to pay someone that amount of money because I know that what will come back is going to be like more than 10x that. Like I am 1000% confident because I'm going to go there
Yeah.
and I'm going to take the advice that I get and the direction that I get and I'm going to implement it like
Right. You're gonna do the
immediately.
work.
I'm gonna do the work. It's gonna be
Yeah.
work. It's not like I'm gonna go there and pay this magical fee and like a fairy will come down and change it for me. I have to do the work. Like I'm paying that much money and I still have to do all the work.
Yeah. So good. It'll be worth it. What about the person who's listening who says, I would want to join, but I don't have any clients yet?
You're the perfect person to join because you don't need clients to create content. You need content to get clients. That's how you're gonna get the clients. And it's gonna happen so much faster than anything else you could. Well, I shouldn't say that. If you want a client today, go knock on 500 doors and maybe you'll
Yeah.
get one. If you want a consistent referral based real estate business and you want to accelerate how fast people think of you as the go to, your sphere, your neighbors, your everyone, your community, not even like, okay, when I've said this before, but when I started real estate, I didn't even want to work with my sphere. I was like, I need to like get some reps in. I need to like get some experience. And I don't my sphere knows I'm fresh off of
Mm-hmm.
getting a license. Like I am a fresh agent. I want to work with people who don't even know that. And then that's like where I'm going to build and develop my skills and prove to my sphere that I'm really good at this. Right now I'm not. I don't know anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe for you it's getting in front of your community and connecting with people there and then your sphere sees you doing all this and they're like she's really good. Like the nurse example. Like I want that demeanor helping me buy and sell a house. Like I want someone who's calm. I want someone who's helpful. I want someone who's going to make this feel like there's a giant weight lifted off my chest. I don't want it to be more stressful. I want to know the agent is good at talking to people or whatever your traits are, right? How can you bring those to life and show people that? But in the meantime, like if you're like me and you're like, I'm not really ready to work with my sphere, you can still get referrals from them. You can still get in front of your community. You can build a community. That is the missing piece right now with like AI hacks and this will do your content for you and like all this stuff that makes me cringe online. The thing we're missing is the people connection. Like at the root of content, at the root of a brand, at the root of all of these things, you need people. You need
Yeah.
relationships, and you need people, like interactions with people. Like you need to be out in life socially, and you need to be online where they can see you all the time. Like even if you said I'm going to meet 100 people for coffee in a month, good for you. Do it. But then in addition, document all of that and put it on Instagram so that you can reach the other 2,000 people in your community who are going to see it. Like
Yeah.
they have to pair together, but you need people. There is no AI that can build a relationship for you. There is no, unless you want AI to take over real estate agents,
Right.
I wouldn't rely on AI for your content.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there worried like, "Oh my god, is AI going to take over the like realtors?" I don't think so, because people need people talking to them about what their house should sell for and how to walk them through the process and how to talk them off a ledge or negotiate for them. AI can't do those things. AI can't be
Right.
calm for someone or whatever. Like people need to connect with people still. And if you're trying to take social media to a place where you're not involved, you're not building a referral based business. You're not
Yeah.
building relationships. So that's your choice.
Yeah.
But I sure wouldn't want that.
I have a couple more.
Oh
What
my god.
about the
Man,
person?
answers are way too long. Let's go rapid fire.
No, these are so good though. What about the person who says, "But I'm on a team. I can't do a personal brand."
Does everyone on your team have their own clients? If the answer is yes, then you all need a brand.
Yeah.
Because if you all got married next weekend, you probably wouldn't get married on the same day if you like each other because you'd invite each other. Let's say you all got married next month. There would be drastically different people attending your weddings. There might be a couple of crossovers, but drastically different people. So if you are trying to build business for your team, you're going to get a lot stronger business. Like you could be the team lead and be like, I'm going to dole out leads from Zillow to all of you.
Mhm.
Or you could all build brands where people like you and trust you and know you and they're coming to you no matter what. And you, as the person in charge of the team, profits from each person on your team, right? They're going to sell so much more. Or if you're a broker listening to this, they're going to sell so much more real estate, meaning you're making so much more money when they have a brand and have referrals and people coming to them than if you're trying to like chase all these leads that are like a way to sustain having a team. Like it's such a backwards way of thinking to me. And obviously it works, but it just makes your life a lot harder, and there's a lot more objections to handle. There's a lot more of like trust to be built when it could already be built on the front end. Like I could talk about the payoff of a personal brand for the rest of my life and never run
Mhm.
out of things to say. But if you have a team, it is no different than being an individual agent unless you don't want your team, people on your team, to get more business.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more. I really want to join Modern Agent, but I can't afford it.
Okay, can you afford to be where you are right now in 1 year from now?
Right.
That's the choice. If your child needed life-saving surgery tonight, you would figure out how to get that money. If your car broke down and you didn't have a car to go show houses, you would figure out how to get that money, right?
Yeah.
It is no different when you invest in your business. Do you think I just wanted to take $30,000 and throw it at some
No.
coach?
No.
No. Like I could think of a lot of things that you could do with $30,000. I could have invested it into like an investment account. Like everything has a cost. The cost of determining I don't have money for that has a cost. The cost of figuring it out has a cost. Like
Right.
there's always an alternative. And honestly, if I was in a place where I couldn't afford something that I knew if I went all in and committed would change my business, I would think of what can I trade this for? Like,
Yeah.
could I maybe give up Netflix for a little bit? Could I give up like what little things like can you trade? Like even when think about what would you tell someone who wants to be a homeowner so badly and they say they can't afford it?
Yeah.
If they really want it, they're going to find a way, and maybe they're not ready today, but they're going to make a plan and they're going to get ready.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. I've been in situations before where either money is tight or there's an unexpected bill, or I remember one time we owed so much in taxes and I was not prepared. But all of a sudden it was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Like we could sell these things, or I could put together this like spirit wear collection and I could sell it on whatever, or I forgot that we also have that." Like before you know it, things can get paid down pretty quickly. Even if it means like we're going to live off ramen and scrambled eggs for a little while. Like there's always something that you can do. Now, of course, we never want to like lead anyone into thinking like to actually make a bad financial decision. But we also know that our price point compared to any other type of coaching you could get or any other, like look at what you're paying, like our price point is nothing compared to that. So we also know, and agents spend money on all sorts of things. All sorts of things. Whether like we had a discussion one time in the membership group of people who were like, oh yeah, I guess I could cancel paying for my email signature. And it was like, you're paying for an email signature. Like you don't need to pay for that. Like there's so many things that people start to sell you when they find out that you're an agent because like, oh yeah, you need this, barcode for whatever. You need this. You don't need any of it. What you need is really strong relationships with people who can't wait to work with you and can't wait to refer you. How do you get those relationships? You have a memorable personal brand. That's how you do it. And that's what we are 100% focused on helping you develop. Obviously, we're saying all of this. Our doors are open right now. That's why we're talking about this. So if you're listening to this in real time, you can go to modernagesocialclub.com to sign up. Our doors are open for about 10 days here. But even if you're listening to it in a time when our doors aren't open, I want you to look at this whole episode as like a way to self-reflect a little bit and think to yourself, like, are the actions that I'm taking today going to get me where I really want to go? And if I really like want to like dig a little bit deeper and like say something even kind of unpopular, I think so many times as agents and as entrepreneurs, we have this dream of what our life could look like with more time to spend with our family or to do the things that we want to do, to travel, to not worry about bills and those kind of things, right? And so we have our hands open and we're like, yes, like I want all of those things. Like I want the trips, I want the bags, I want the peace, I want all of those things. But the truth is, there is no successful entrepreneur that's holding those things that aren't also holding things like fear, uncertainty, discomfort. Like those things, they go hand in hand. You will not find one without the other. And I think we live in a culture that worships comfort and alignment and freedom and all of these things that they try to sell you, but they don't come alone. It's a package deal, and they don't talk about the other side of it. So if you look at any successful real estate agent, successful broker, successful entrepreneur, anyone at all, and I mean, even like if you want to just for easy sake, look at us right here. I think that we're building something really great, and we have a lot of excitement. We have whatever, but we have a lot of uncomfort or discomfort too, right? We have a lot of like, I don't know, I hope this works. We're gonna try this. Like, oh shoot, that didn't. Like, they go hand in hand, and it is just simply a part of the journey. So there's nothing wrong with you if you feel like, gosh, I feel like I'm still holding a lot of this stuff. That means that you're on the right path.
It's really the only way out of it. And not that you'll ever get out of it, though. There'll just be seasons of it, right? Like different seasons as your business changes, as you do get to the place you really want to be, or as you do have more referrals coming in, there's going to be another wave of that. And Maya, honestly, like the best thing you can do with that is surround yourself with people who are in it with you that are like, yeah, it just feel so good when someone's like, yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm not the only one, right? Like I'm not the only one, but
Here's
we're
what I
gonna get
did.
through it.
Yeah.
And here's what I did to handle that. Like that's the power of a community, and not just focusing on like these one-off strategies, but really saying like, I'm going to learn how to hold both of these things because it is worth the destination I'm trying to get to right now.
Yeah.
And maybe that destination changes as time goes on, and it probably always will. Like if I look, by the way, we had our 8th birthday and I said nothing. Just if
I
you're
thought
wondering,
about that actually.
how
Yeah.
old is Modern Agent? We turned 8 on May 2nd of 2026. So we are 8 years old.
Yes.
In 8 years, like every single year, we have elevated. Like it's in, you would think like, oh, at some point you hit the spot where it's not hard anymore. But what's the new levels, new devils or something?
Right.
Like it
Yeah.
is. But it's like you just have so much opportunity, and not even opportunity to, like, I love money. I love being able to build wealth, and like it excites me, and for like a legacy for your family and for all the things.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's like the people we're impacting.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I didn't care about your success, I would not have this podcast. I would not have the membership structured the way it's structured. I would just structure it like a Netflix. Like, yeah, come whenever you want, leave whenever you want, get in, get out. I don't care if you get results, just pay me my money. Like,
Right.
we don't have that. Like, so you have to get like deeper too in your why of like, I want to like the nurse, like if every nurse could be like that, the world would be a better place. If every agent could be like you, the world could be a better place. Like you are in this position for a reason because people need the way you can help them and the way you can serve them. And you have to like come at it with a servant's heart, not just a like, I just want me.
Right.
Right? Like you have to have that like desire to serve people. And it just that's what makes holding it so much easier. Like if you have that strong belief in yourself that this is the business I want and this is how I want to help people and this is why. Like mine in real estate was like helping first-time home buyers not feel so intimidated and so stressed out about everything and like and making it feel really digestible and doable and possible. Like I had that passion. Like you have to have something that makes you keep going, that makes it all worth it, right? And that's how you were able to hold it all. Like I once heard this quote like, yes, running a business is overwhelming. Yes, marketing is overwhelming. You have to learn how to dance in the overwhelm. It's never going to go away. It's never going to go away if you care about growing and succeeding and whatever. It's never going to leave. And you have to, if you don't learn how to dance in it, you're going to be a stressed out mess.
Yeah.
And I've been there too, but like you have to bounce back, right? So
Yep.
I don't know why I'm saying all this, but anyways, marketing therapy at the end of Marketing Girls.
Well,
today.
we usually say too, everything that we tell you guys, we're like, oh yeah, we needed to hear that too. Like it's
Yeah,
not just
exactly.
like us talking down to anyone. It's
Right.
what everyone needs to hear. So
For sure.
So cool. This was so fun. We love getting to talk with you guys. And of course, we love having you in the membership. So if you have been thinking about joining, again, don't join just because you're like, I don't know, I just want to see what it looks like. Join because you're like, this is the year that I'm going all in on myself. I'm going to bet on myself because I know that the girl who comes out the other side is someone worth knowing. And I want to know her.
And you know, it's summer, and I know that summer's so hard for so many people with kids being home, but you can also, it's all perspective. If you could look at it like, this is a great time actually to pop in a headphone, to listen to the Members Only podcast every Monday, to implement what I'm learning, which again, like we say, it's alongside your life. It's not taking you away all day on a Saturday. It's not going cold call for 2 hours and lock your office door. You're just bringing people behind the scenes. That's simply what it is. And it's so doable. And I think it would almost be more easy and fun in the summer when you have a lot going on and events and local things and pool days and kids. And like, we don't ever want to detract from the professionalism, but that's why we teach you what we do at Modern Agent. We teach you how to pair it together in this perfect little s'more that makes your content so digestible and delicious for people.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
I'm so glad we got to hang out today. If you're as sad as I am that our time is up, I've got good news. There are a couple of different ways we can keep the conversation going.
First, follow us on Instagram at Modern Agent Marketing Girls and introduce yourself in the DMs. Also, we always have a free Modern Agent resource available, so check out today's show notes for the goods.
And finally, hang out with other go-to real estate girls like you and finally create a marketing plan that works when you join Modern Agent Social Club. All the details are in today's notes.
XOXO, the Marketing Girls.